am back from hiding. No, I'm joking. Welcome back to my channel. For those that don't know, my name is Chesney and I am a flower farmer here down in the southeast of England. I have not recorded a video in a very long time because it's very windy, because I have been drowning in plants. I have been on a planting out marathon. So for those that don't know, I am setting up a new flower farm, much bigger. I've expanded in the field along, so not only have I been finishing setting that up, it's still nowhere near finished, but it is for this season. As well as setting it up, I have also been planting everything out. So yeah, I've just been a bit missing in action, MIA, but I'm back and I'm here to show you an update of everything I've got going on. Thought I'd start in the polytunnel because I'm just in here. I have been clearing out the ranunculus. They are on the back table up in those crates, drying, because I'm going to try and save them. So I've waited for them to die back and I've dug them up and I'm drying them out before I trim them all up and divide them, because a lot of them have multiplied, so I've got extra stock. So yeah, I'm going to store those away. I've still got a few hanging on in there, you can see in the beds, but I've been tidying up the beds where they were, refreshing it, de-weeding it. As you can see, I've not done this back corner, but I have planted out all of my zinnias in here because they are a heat-loving plant and apparently they do well in a polytunnel, so I thought I would trial them out in here. And then today I have planted out my, let me try and walk backwards. I have planted out my celosia, I think that's how you pronounce it. So apparently another heat-loving plant, so I'm going to give them a go in here. I've got a mixed variety going on. And then the sweet pea wall is sweet peeing. Let me show you down here. There's lots of sweet peas coming out. Loads and loads of buds. There's also a lot of weeds behind, a lot of sorrel. But look down here. We actually have some sweet peas, and look at the size of the stems. They are so tall, so that's all the way up here, and they smell insane. It's going to be like a perfume factory walking in here. Let me give you a little tour outside and show you what I've been doing. So when you come outside the polytunnel, I have got my hardening off area, which is getting less and less. So these are the plants that are waiting to be planted out. I've taken these from the greenhouse from my old growing area, which is still over there, and brought them up here to harden off before I plant out, because it's really important, obviously, you harden off your plants before you put them out, so that they don't just die from shock, and they can get acclimatized to the weather and the change of conditions and all that jazz. So yeah, this is looking a lot better. There was so many trays and so many plants here. It was slightly overwhelming, but I can now see light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm going to give you a little update of everything that's going on. So you probably remember this patch down here. This was my spring bed, so this had all my tulips in, and it's still got the narcissi dying back. The alliums are just coming out, and at the end I've got sweet rocket and foxgloves. But I have planted all of my sunflowers in this bed. So these first ones here are an orange variety, and these ones are just a yellow. I think they're called Sonja. I will write the name on the screen because I'm not very good at pronouncing stuff. So yeah, I'm very excited about those. And then this bed is becoming a bit of a mess. So it's very neat and organised down here. But as you can see up here, the no-dig situation. Oh, it's starting to rain. Lovely. The grass is just growing through and I haven't been keeping on top of it. Sorry, it's very windy, so you might not be able to hear me. So yeah, it's getting a bit wild and out of control. So I really need to sort that out. And in and amongst all that is my peonies, which you can see are coming through. And then I've got my spring sown ranunculus. These were a later succession. They're actually getting a bit taller now. They started off quite small. Sorry, it's really windy. And then, yeah, got my peonies and all of my David Austin roses along here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, and then a 4th 4th rose. Sorry, it's so windy. And then I've got all my alchemilla mollis that I moved over from my old patch, which is doing really well actually. You can see it's starting to, behind the grass, it's actually starting to flower, which is exciting. Yeah, and I just need to tidy up the end of this bed, basically relayer some mulch and stuff down. But in the middle I have got my 2 dahlia beds set up. Again, this end is getting a bit grassy and weeds coming through, so I need to sort that out. But I have all my dahlias planted out, which is exciting. And then I ran out of time doing the extra beds and the grass and that's coming through, lots of thistles and weeds. But what I've done is I've direct sowed a wildflower seed mix and just a random seed mix of everything I had left over. So things like cornflowers, agrostemma, saponaria, just loads of random bits I've just chucked out. So fingers crossed I will get a nice wildflower mix going on there, which I probably won't cut, that'll just be more for the pollinators. I'm going to go through every single one of my beds because as you can see, they are starting to fill up and I even have a few flowers, so that's very exciting. I'm going to walk down this end and show you what I've got going on. So I am down here on my very end bed, the very far corner of my flower patch. Actually, I want to show you the success I've had from my willow cuttings. I took loads of willow cuttings from a tree. It's very grassy. I haven't been keeping on top of the grass, which is probably not great for them. But this area is gets very wet and boggy in this part of the field. So to help with that situation, I've taken some cuttings from a willow tree we've got down the back end of that field, because willows just are moisture loving plants and they really take up a lot of water. So I've put my cuttings that I took in the ground and they have successfully taken. Look at that! I have a willow tree, guys. In fact, I have several. I've planted them all along here because I'm trying to do some hedging all around the edge, because my kind of plan is, if I've got loads of hedging, then I would attract more birds and stuff. And obviously birds are great natural pest control, help with the bugs and the slugs and the caterpillars and everything. It provides beautiful habitat for lots of beneficial insects, hedging. And it also provides a bit of a wind break for some of the plants. So, because I'm a lot more exposed out in the field now. So that's my kind of plan anyway. Now you have to excuse the state of the beds because there's a lot of weeds coming through on some of them, but to be honest, it's got roots in the soil, so I'm kind of just rolling with it until I'm ready to replace it with something else. But I will go through everything I've got. Down here I have got some Salis, the Chinese lantern. That was another local grower that donated a bare root to me, which was very kind of her because I really struggled to grow that from seed. So that is fantastic for drying. That's those little orange lanterns that like grow on a vine. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. And then I've got my beautiful cornflowers, which I've grown a mix of. I've got some blue ones, some black bull. I can't remember the varieties, but I will write them on the screen. Sorry, it's very bright as well. The sun's decided to come out now. We're getting all weathers, wind, rain, sun. Down here I've got some nigella amongst the weeds. And then over this bit is a bit of a herb situation. So I've got some lemon balm. Sorry, my phone just ran out of storage, so I had to delete some stuff. I've got some solidago and lots of perennial asters in here. And then these are my larkspur, my annual larkspur, which are all budding up now, which is really exciting. So I've done a few successions of those. I'm going to try and go through this really quick because I haven't got much memory on my phone. And then I've got a bed of Orlea, which is, yeah, doing really well actually. That's getting some height on it now. Then I've also got some Syrinth back here. And then this is my Amy Dorcas kind of mixed bed. I've got some budding up here now. Oh, this one looks like it's just about to flower actually. So I'm going to try and go through this really quick because I haven't got much memory on my phone. And then I've got a bed of Orlea, which is, yeah, doing really well actually. Then I've also got some Syrinth back here. And then this is my Amy Dorcas kind of mixed bed. I've got some budding up here now. Oh, this one looks like it's just about to flower actually. That is very exciting. Looks like it's just about to flower. Got lots of ants on it. And then in this bed I have my agrostemma, and then we've got some annual phlox at the back, but this is just beautiful. That was all autumn sown, and the ami was also autumn sown. The larkspur that's budding up was also autumn sown. I've got some achillea in here, which different varieties, different types and different colours. Then I've got some annual phlox, and then I've got some astilbe at the back, which I ordered as bare root. And then in this bed I have got some more perennials. So I've got verbascum, I've got some rose campion, which I got the seed, I self-harvested the seeds myself. And then I've got some gora, which is a perennial. And then in this bed I have got my feverfew, which I dug out, which is almost, this is budding up now. That was from my old patch, and then I reseeded, regrew all these ones. And then I've got scabious, which is also budding up at the back. And then this one is my helichrysum bed, so straw flowers, and cosmos at the back there. This one is my annual asters bed. I've gone in on the annual asters this year, lots of different ones there. This one is a bit of a mixed bag. This is bupleurum, however you say it. Some thalaspi that's not done too well, some gypsophila, and some euphorbia at the back there. Oh, my arm's aching now. This is like a mixed grass bed. So I've got Breeza maxima, the bunny tail grass, clary sage, frosted explosion, all that kind of different grasses. This is my snapdragon bed featuring some thistles, and this is my status bed, limonium, sorry warrior, I can never say that word. And I've got some perennial rudbeckias at the back there as well. So yeah, that is what I've got going on in a nutshell. But I'm going to go back in the polytunnel because it's not so windy in there. I'm worried you might not be able to hear me. I've also been planting some shrubs around the outside. I've got some physocarpus, however you say that, a thornless blackberry up there, some lamb's ear, a rambling rose which I'm going to train around a arch. I think that's a bay tree that's dug up from my partner's nan's garden. Some pittosporum there, and then I've got all my roses. I'm turning this into a little bit of a border, but this is my rose and geum border, that I've got a mixture of geums, roses. And then down here I've got some more shrubs. I've planted out some hellebores that I had, a dogwood that I took a cutting from, and then my hydrangea annabelles along here. One has been completely eaten by slugs. And then yeah, just all my bits out here ready to plant out. Basically that is everything I have got going on in a nutshell. Sorry it's really quick, a quick run through. I didn't want to make this video too long, but yeah, I just wanted to say sorry it's been a while since I've uploaded a video. As you can see, I've been just ploughing through, planting everything out, keeping on top of the weeds because otherwise they overrun the beds while I'm trying to get everything planted out. I'm hoping now I've got living roots in the soil there won't be as many weeds because I've got stuff planted. Still lots of weeding and planting out to do, but I can see light at the end of the tunnel now. I'm definitely getting there. It's a very exciting week coming up because I have my first wedding of the season, which I am actually doing all the bridal party flowers for, so I'm very excited about that. Thank you for sticking with me, bearing with me. I promise I will share a lot more coming up soon. I have so much exciting stuff to share with you. I'm really excited for it all. Cannot wait for the season to begin properly. Cannot wait for dahlia season. That is going to be phenomenal. I'm praying they like their new home out in this field. I've still got lots of flowers actually in my old patch blooming, which I'll share. I'll insert a little clip and share a little overview of. But yeah, thank you for sticking around and thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support. Thank you for continuing watching. Let me know what other videos you'd also like me to share. Anything you want to know, please feel free to ask. I plan on doing a video on growing my dahlias, what exactly I do. I've had a lot of questions about how I store them, what I use for pest control. And yeah, I will just share absolutely everything in another separate video to that, because like I say, I don't want to make this too long. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed a little overview. Obviously the new growing area is nowhere near finished, but it's gonna have to make do for this current season because I can't do it all. I've admitted defeat, and I think what I've got now is more than sufficient enough for one person. Definitely keeping me busy, that's for sure. But thank you again for the support, I really appreciate it. And yeah, stay tuned for some updates very soon. I won't leave it as long next time, I promise. Thank you.